Today we're out here doing some trench rescue training, and we're extremely proud and honored to be invited out here by Papillion Fire and Rescue to provide these firefighters with additional and advanced training in trench rescue. They're going above and beyond. They're not only getting trench rescue up to the operations level, they're going all the way up to technician level, which is an extremely high skill set to learn. When 911 gets called and they show up on scene, they're it. So they gotta have that skill set to be able to handle these types of emergencies. What we have back here is just a straight wall trench, and they're using all their gear and equipment for this to complete this rescue that's going on behind us. These types of incidents are considered low frequency but extremely high risk. On average, 20 to 30 workers die in trenches across the U.S. every year. So the past 10 years, there's been about 250 fatalities total. If you go in any one direction around Papillion, you're going to see open holes in the ground. So a trench is deeper than it is wide, but you'll get workers that are doing underground type work with excavation and trenching. So we need to be cautious when we see holes in the ground. It's never safe to approach one of those that isn't shored, because once a trench is dug, it's going to want to collapse back in on itself. It's just a matter of when. To make that thing shored up, we use special types of paneling, and we use special types of struts. These crews have learned how to place those struts from the outside of the trench, which is overall the safest way to do that without having to make entry or to make sure it's shored up before they do make entry. But they also know how to put struts as they descend down into that trench as well. So when we look at doing these trench responses, on average, they're going to take a while. So it's not like normal responses that we go on with the fire department. These are long-term incidents for most cases, and they're going to take anywhere from 6 to 8 hours to complete. We got to realize that a cubic foot of dirt is going to weigh approximately 100 pounds, whereas a cubic yard of foot is going to weigh about 2,000 pounds. The force of that dirt when it moves off that wall in a collapse, it's going to move about 35 miles an hour. So anyone that's in the way of that dirt when it's coming down on top of them, it's going to be about like getting hit by a small passenger vehicle. There's always that potential for bad air environments and trenches too. So what we have simulated back here is they're actually digging for a patient. They hit a pocket of hydrogen sulfide, which is considered a confined space gas, or a gas that may be in a trench. If we know a little bit about that gas, we know it's heavier than air. We also know it's flammable, so we got to be able to use a 4-gas meter to meter for it in parts per million, as well as the lower explosive limit as that. So we're adding more and more variables that they may run across out there in the field. So they're taking the basic concept they learned within the first few days, building upon those, and adding more skills on top of what they already know. They're just applying them in the trench now versus on a flat ground out here in the real world. The firefighters are extremely engaged. They look forward to these types of challenges. We can make it as tough as possible, and they just eat it up and ask for more. They're doing a great job. The city of Papillion is extremely fortunate to have such motivated individuals here. We're honored to be here and provide this training for them.